It's been a week, so it's time for another battle report. I am Big Fat, and this is NOLA Wargaming. So I've been going back and forth with my friend Blue Cheese for pretty much since I jumped back into things. We tried to schedule a game, it didn't work out. He went out of town, I went out of town, so we haven't gotten together. And finally, we just kind of set a date and said, "All right, this is when we're going to play." So that game was this weekend. It was a lot of fun. And yeah, well, let's move on to the report so I can show you how it went. All right, so he's a huge Warriors fan. And when we were talking, I was like, look, man, I've had my last three games are all Warriors games, even though one was, it's an oldie. But I was like, look, I got to get something different up on the channel. So look, I'm going to switch it up. Could you use something else? And he said, no problem. I'm going to go with one of my other armies. And so he whipped out his Vampire Covenants. It's a great army, fully painted, really nice. So he's got this unit of knights on his right flank. It looks like he's kind of got the power front over here. He's got the Barrow Guard, the Ghasts, the Wolves there for chaff, and those two big units of skeletons and zombies. And, the wagon kind of back him up, give him the fortitude save. His general Nos is hanging out in the Barrow Guard. He's got a Nosferatu general, bloodline. So that's the bloodline he's going to be rocking in this game. Oh, that the Barrow King, that guy's pretty much just a naked dude. Over here, you see the hunters in the middle, so they're going to take advantage of the fact that they can ghost step straight through that building right there. And then a couple of units just to kind of hold up the flank, and obviously the Varkalak, that damn Necromancer right there. So I told him I was going to change things up too. I didn't tell him what I was using. He didn't tell me what he was using. So we ended up with a mirror match. Vampire Covenants versus Vampire Covenants. I went with the Strigoi because I've always liked the kind of bestial nature of the Strigoi. So when I was making this list, I had a whole bunch of stuff I wanted to put into it, and I filled up those points real fast. And about half the things that I wanted to put into this didn't make it into this army. So yeah, I've got I was really going to cluster part of the army around the Dark Coach because it's got that kind of bubble autonomous around it, so I can march with some of these guys. So that's why you've got the Varkalak, who's already autonomous, and the Winged Reapers, the Giant Bats, and the Ghasts hanging around that Dark Coach. It's kind of my speed flank, although it's not really that fast. But yeah, those Winged Reapers are vicious, and I couldn't help but put them in here. Although I definitely have more than I should. They're just so big. I should have taken 3 instead of 4. And yeah, this is the other side of my flank. Not such a good setup over here. I've got the 2 units of ghouls. Vash is my Strigoi general, and the Greyback who's just kind of chilling. He's just another Strigoi hanging out. I've got the Banshee over there. I'm hoping to counter his Spectral Hunters with my Banshee Scream, because that is a magical scream, and I'm hoping it'll make short work of them. And I've got these swarms. I don't know what the hell I was thinking when I put those swarms all the way in the flank over there. I mean, they're pretty slow as is, and they're outside the general's bubble, so that was a great idea. Alright, so this is what the whole table kind of looks like. So his power flank, my power flank. Yeah, infantry on infantry. Not looking too shabby. So he went with the Path of Cosmology. I hadn't played against this particular path yet. He's got Altered Sight. Ice and Fire is pretty vicious. That one's going to come into play for whatever he's casting against. Touch the Heart, whatever. I can't even remember what Perception of Strength does. And then also, obviously, Arise, because his Vampire Nosferatu picks up the Hereditary spell as well. And his Necromancer just has Spectral Blades, nothing big. I think he casts it like once this game. And me, yeah, Path of Shamanism. I got to take that. And I chose Swarm of Insects because I chose the spell before we even started the game. I thought it'd be nice to have a magic missile. When you want your general to get into hand-to-hand combat, yeah, magic missiles, not good. Also, if you guys have been, if you're a fan of the channel, you know that this is the first battle report where I've actually used magic. I needed to invest more points in it than I did. I have this guy, and then I have the Greyback, who we'll take a look at in a second. But I went with, yeah, a magic missile I'm never going to use, and then Arise, and oh, look at that, Arise. So I better have enough zombies. That's all I can say. All right, now let's launch into turn 1. So he's moving up a little bit. He's really just reacting to me. He knows that I've got some powerful stuff over here, so he's hoping that he can kind of bait me with the dogs and stuff. On the other flank, he actually backs up with his main infantry blocks, and the Varkalak just goes forward. Yep, it's going to be one of those. So I've got an 8-inch move with the ghouls. I don't have any way to make him go faster because it didn't take a spell to do that. Yeah. Yeah. Alright, so just the Flux card 1. He casts a new unit of zombies and just kind of throws them out there. And makes them bigger. So now he's got another unit of zombies just chilling out. Those are the Mantic zombies. I love those things. I had a ton of these extra barrels all over the place, so if you see barrels just randomly, it's because I have tons of them. So zombies just fall over barrels. That's their natural enemy. Alright, so it's my turn. I decide, okay, we're going to try to either hold up these zombies or kill them off in a couple of turns. No big deal. This flank, it's just infantry on infantry, so get in the way, hold stuff up, last. That's kind of what I'm thinking here. Yeah, man, it has been a long time since I've actually used real bricks of infantry. I mean, if you've seen my other games, I typically take little blocks of fraglings, but they're not real infantry. I mean, the ogres are the big thing there. You know, they're the quick moving, and I strike, and I don't take charges. You know, I make them. So I'm really not playing these guys quite how I should be. Over here, I think this is just a golden opportunity. I think I'm about 9 inches out, you know, the 6 plus the 9. So that's all I need. If I hit these dogs, I could potentially overrun into his knights. And that's really what I was looking at. I mean, it's not. It's probably like a 9 to hit the dogs, another 9 to hit the knights, and I felt like I could do this, and that would be fantastic. I'd just blow up 2 units because Winged Reapers, they're beasts. They've got the halberds, so they're strength 6. I mean, ton of attacks. I mean, they're just beasts. I failed the charge over here, and I failed the charge over here. So, a little bummed by that. Yeah, that could have worked out really well, but it didn't. So, but not a big deal. I move all the way up, kick those bats out on the right so that the Varkalak has something to kill. I'm really worried about the Varkalak. I know he's got, I think, 5 attacks and hatred. And I think that he'll go straight through the ghouls, or at least kill my Greyback. I was really overreacting to Varkalak. I should have just thrown the ghouls up there and been like, come at me. I will poison you to death, and just run with it. But I've seen these things in action before a couple of years ago, and I don't know. I was probably a little too worried about it, and I should have just been like, all right, well, it's the grind. That's just how, you know, Vampire Covenants work. Just take the grind, move on. Over here, I threw the Banshee all the way up there in front of the Spectral Hunters because I'm going to take them down. At least that's what I think I'm going to do. Move the gas just a little bit up, and bats and stuff. Over here, I could have been more aggressive with the Varkalak for the same reason that I was afraid of the Varkalak on the right side. I am petrified that my Varkalak is just going to die for some crazy reason on the left side. I should have been more aggressive with him. I mean, he probably could have taken a charge by the knights and still been kicking if I'd thrown him all the way up. There's some more dice for you. Over here, I say, I see your zombies, and I will raise you more zombies. So here's my unit of zombies, just hanging out. And here we go with the shooting phase. Yeah, this is going to happen. I'm going to shoot at these guys. And yeah, they've got the finger of protection on them. I did 8 shots. I came away with, out of those 8 shots, I did 2 wounds, and he saved both of them. I was bummed. I thought as soon as I hit that 8 and Blue Cheese was cursing up a storm, and nothing happened. I mean, it was really funny, and I was like, there goes my Banshee. It's dead. You know, if something's gonna kill it. All right, here we go into turn 2. So he's gonna take up my sacrificial bats, because what else are these guys good for? Over here, I didn't expect this. He's just gonna run right past my units, kill these stupid bats, and have an opportunity to turn, flank, or rear charge one of my bricks. I was too aggressive for the bats. I should have kept them further back. I mean, you can see 3 units right here that I would have been fine with him charging any of the 3. The zombies, the skeletons, or the ghasts, and that would have all been good, but yeah, just the bats. Over here, those dice are from the Spectral Hunters. They're going to charge the ghasts. Obviously, the zombies won't be there. Over here, he makes it no problem. Easy peasy. Yep, another easy charge. And third, final easy charge. I didn't know it. These guys have 2 attacks apiece with great weapons, so they're strength 5. I mean, these guys are beasts, and you know, my fortitude isn't going to help me. Toughness isn't going to help me so much because strength 5 to toughness 5. I mean, I'm still looking at. I mean, he's got 10 attacks right there. He's looking at probably 5 hits, so 3 wounds possibly. So probably 3 wounds with the horses stuff. Maybe kill off 1 guy. Over here, this is what the right flank looks like, and the center. I mean, really just zombies. They moved up a little bit to defend the very fine fence. And over here, I mean, he really didn't do too much. He actually moved the wolves, the dogs, a little bit over, and that's going to come into play. So magic. Yeah, I think he debuffed their toughness. What was it? I could have been toughness because that's from evocation. It was a debuff of some sort. I don't remember. I was less than enthusiastic, let me put it that way. And over here, that vampire can see my poor dumb Banshee over there, and I'm like, all right, he's gonna fire and ice this guy. That's it. He's dead. That's a single model. He's toughness 4. He's got nothing. And it took 1 wound for my trouble. I think he he you know, came up pips on the dice, and I think he just did like 1 wound out of it, and my guy was just sitting pretty. We spent a lot of time with these little ghostly units, and yeah. So Varkalak just lays waste to those poor stupid bats. And over here, the zombies, they didn't kill off the bat swarm, but they might as well have. And yeah, he didn't do any wounds to me, and I killed 3 right out, and he's lucky I only did 3, because that was my roll. I poisoned the hell out of them, and then I did a few more wounds after that. But for the trouble, they popped. So yeah, ethereal units so far. We were really worried about him. We were both reacting to him for turn 1 and turn 2, and yeah, that's what we got out of it. They just ran in and died there, and my Banshee is probably not long for this world on the other side. All right, so here we go again. Let's try this once again. Like I said, the direwolves moved over a little bit. The black coach and the gas are going to try to hit the gas over there. Really, the black coach thing, that's not a good matchup for it. But I mean, I'd rather the gas get in there because it's a long charge for the gas. The coach is much more likely to get there. I needed something to get in there to hold up those ghasts, because I was thinking my Reapers would kill the dogs, run into the Black Knights, and I didn't want them to get flank charged. You know, so I needed something to be there. So that was why the coach was charging in. I figured, you know, it's got a lot of attacks. It's got a good ward save. It's got a high toughness. It's got a decent number of wounds. It should hang around, you know. So yeah, the ghasts definitely didn't make it. The coach did, and this is where I found out when I was lining up the Winged Reapers to the dogs that when I overran, I was going to hit the ghasts and I was not going to hit the knights, and I was not pleased. All because he moved those stupid dogs over about an inch or two. I didn't even think about it at the time, but when I was lining up, that was as far as I could go. So those knights are perfectly safe. They are going to get a counter charge on the Winged Reapers no matter what happens. Over here, I just moved up. Yeah, and the wagon's moving up with the 2 ghoul units. And over here, yeah, I moved the skeletons back a little bit, because the problem was that I couldn't charge the zombies because I couldn't wheel. I was going to bump into my own ass, this, you know, impassable piece of terrain right next to me. So I couldn't charge them. The zombies up there couldn't charge them. So they're just kind of hanging out, killing some bats for another turn. When he's finished, though, he'll have an opportunity to either charge the, you know, skeletons and, I don't know, front or rear. So it didn't matter to me as long as I wasn't getting sandwiched between multiple units. If I moved up like I wanted to, he could hit me with the zombies in the front and zombies in the side, and that would have been the end of that skeleton unit. So I had to keep that from happening. Yep, over here, the Varklak's coming up to support now, and so are these bats. They're a great chaff unit. I'm just misusing them. If you're wondering why I didn't put any wolves in this list, it's because I don't own any. I used to have some very old GW ones, which I hated and lit on fire. So yeah, they're not with me anymore. Over here, there's more magic. I raised some more zombies because I am super paranoid of that Varklak. I am offering up those bats on the right, but after he finishes those bats, he's going to need another meal. So I am offering up these zombies. So yeah, those dogs were not long for this world. They did no damage because why would they? And I'm like, all right, time to overrun into those ghouls. I don't overrun into the ghouls. I rolled a 5. I needed a 6. So 3 dice, I didn't go very far. So my Winged Reapers, not only did they not get into the knights, they did not get into those ghasts. So my black coach is on its own, but I'm like, all right, very least, no big deal. Coach is going to hang around. The Winged Reapers can still take that knight unit to the face. Except the black coach is no longer there. I did a bunch of wounds, but and he did, you know, just the number he needed to kill the black coach back. He got kind of lucky with some of his wounding rolls, and I failed all of my saves. I didn't pass a single save, and so the black coach just died. That was not good. So yeah, he reformed, and you knew that was happening. Over here, those bats just died because bats, and he's gonna swing around. So stuff. Turn 3. Man, that is very Mardi Gras or Christmassy, or wow, it's just a lot of colors that hurt my eyes. All right, so the zombie's going to charge the flank of the gas unit, hold it up for a couple of turns. I mean, yeah, they're not going to do a lot of damage, maybe a couple of wounds, but that's, you know, it's what these zombies are for. They get in, and over here, yeah, time to die, bats. Yep. And it's going to be the end of my Banshee. I was really just using them to, you know, chaff things up because I was worried that the black coach was going to get flank charged by the barrow guard. And this was meant to stop him. Oh, that Banshee sacrifice was in vain, though. Oh, that poor Banshee. By the way, that is a badass model. I do not know where I got it. think it's a, I don't know, like a Crix model or something. All right, and yeah, you know this is happening. So, Ghasts and Baronites, and yeah. This is what the right side table is looking like. He is not moving forward those infantry blocks. He's making me take as long as possible. Over here, he's just hanging out, not doing much. That zombie unit's just defending the fence. And over here, yeah, it's gonna suck. So he raises some more zombies and some more skeletons, I think. So yeah, not too many, just a few. Yep, those bats are dead. That wasn't even a challenge. I didn't even get to attack. And the Banshee just dies. I screamed into combat. I don't think I did any wounds. So this Banshee did an impressive 0 for all of his hard work. And over here, yeah, this is after the Knights and the Winged Reapers have gone. I decimated that Knight unit, and it could have been worse. It could have been so much worse. As soon as this happened, I was like, yep, I thought these guys could cleave straight through those Knights. If I got them one-on-one, then this would have been a different game. Or, you know, even if I'd gotten those gas in the front. As it stands, this is how it ended up. That was not great. So the Ghasts are on the flank of that poor Winged Reaper, and they went to town. I mean, the poison, I mean, they don't have much of an armor save, so that poison was just, you know, eating the Ghasts up. This is where he really did a bunch of poison wounds. Over here, they do a few wounds, I do a few wounds back, you know, stuff. So my turn, I'm going to get rid of these zombies. They're being a pain in the ass. Those Ghasts want to, you know, do other stuff like murder things and be all ghastly. Yep, there's flank charge. And Varklak to save the day. Let's see if I can save what's left of the Winged Reapers. Varklak is almost as potent, well, just as potent as those Winged Reapers. So he's going to come in, he's going to shred the rest of those Knights. And he makes it, no problem. Easy peasy. And over here, yep, I'm going to send the ghouls into skeletons. On the other side, I thought about making a long charge against the zombies, but I was really, really worried about the Varklak hitting this unit. So I just said, nah, let's just march full speed ahead, because if I miss that charge, it's going to give him a chance to zombie in the front, Varklak in the side, and it's going to suck. So I make that charge, which was great. And this is how the right side of the table looks. And those zombies are moving up to block the other zombies for a slap fest for the Aegis. And, you know, left side of the table. So yeah, I raised a few more zombies. I didn't get a picture of the card. So yeah, I just raised a few more zombies. I mean, when it's my magic phase, it's the zombie raising phase. Over here, yep, I did a little bit of damage. I actually shorted myself 5 attacks with these ghouls for most of the rounds of combat that they're in. I was thinking to myself, I was like, why are they doing so few damage? They've got the extra poison buff on them for the bloodline of the Strigoi. It's like they should be doing a little bit more damage than what they're doing. It's because I was shorting myself attacks. That was great on my part. Way to go, me. All right, so yeah, close combat. Those zombies, they just died. It's nothing. That was going to happen. And I reformed a little bit to face the other zombies in case zombies. And yeah, the poor Winged Reaper died. Varklak tore up the rest of those Knights, but he took a little bit damage for his effort there. Took 3 wounds. He's hanging out on 1 wound. I think that was from the combat res. I don't remember if he took any actual wounds. There we go. Jackson Square. Or I guess a side street next to Jackson Square. Yep. Oh, man, this flank is going bad fast. The Winged Reaper's gone. The coach gone. My Varklak is nearly dead, although he's just got to kill that one that one Barrow King right there. I hopefully killed that Barrow King right there. It's a BSB. But yeah, these ghasts, I don't think they can hold up to this. Yep, there's the, he got 2 of the 3. He got the Barrow Guard with his General Nos in there, and the other ghasts in there, the full unit, which he must have raised back during his one of his previous magic phases. Over here, he's just swinging the Varkalak around so that he can potentially probably just kill the Cadaver Wagon, maybe rear charge one of those units. Yeah. Moving on up. And over here. Yep, moving on Cadaver Wagon. He's trying to get up to the combats, but you know, Cadaver Wagons are not known for their speed. Yep. In Magic, he magicked it up. I think he's got the Tome of whatever that's given him Dance Macabre. He doesn't actually have that spell in his normal lexicon. But yeah. Over here, the Varkalak just went to town on that stupid Barrow King. He did 2 wounds to the king. So he won combat by 1, and it crumbled for 1, and I was doing a little happy dance, and then he let me know that it's got 4 wounds. And my happy dance immediately stopped. On the plus side, I got a wound back, so I'm set pretty. I've got 2 wounds left. I feel like I can take on this stupid Barrow King now. So over here, combat went about as what you'd expect. The Barrow Guard, I mean, this is mostly static combat res. He didn't do that many wounds to me. But, I mean, I have no static combat resolution. He had the charge. He had 3 ranks. He actually doesn't have a banner in there. So right there, I'm down by 4. And then he just did a couple of wounds with the ghasts. So, and that's what vaped the rest of this unit. Oh, that is a blurry picture right there. Anyway, so I got in there, did more damage. This unit is a little bit smaller, but like I said, I'm shorting myself attacks, so I should have done a couple of extra wounds in there. And my turn, I charged my other ghoul unit into the zombies, hoping that I can fare a little bit better than I am against the skeletons, because the skeletons are lasting much longer than I expected. And over here, I'm going to charge my other skeleton block. I mean, this is kind of risky, but I feel like I can do this because of the extra static combat res that the ghasts need to hold on. I actually gave these guys that banner of an additional +1 rank bonus, and I never used it. I didn't even know I had it until I was looking over my list this morning. So, yeah, should have been paying more attention to that. That would have helped out a little bit in this combat. And there we go. So, yeah, this is what the right side of the table looks like. I just kind of turned the zombies around, so if he decided that he wanted to charge one of those ghoul units, I can just rear charge the Varkalak. And this is what the right side of the table looks like. The zombies are just staring at each other. And yeah, I moved my bats on the other side of the Cadaver Wagon so I can potentially rear charge something. And yeah, magic. And yeah, that was magic. I just raised some more. I raised some of the ghouls back up just to fill out the unit again. And yeah. Oh, this was humiliating. So I whiffed all of my attacks. I don't even think I hit him this time. And he whiffed all of his attacks. And we were about to move on to the next combat. I was about to flip the die up because, you know, he's a BSB and I was going to take a wound as a result. And he was like, oh, yeah, wait, my pony's got to attack. And everybody knows that when you're already decided everything and the pony's got to attack, it always has to deal wounds. And he hit, he wounded, I failed my damn save, and down goes Varkalak. So I was hoping that the Varkalak was going to help me out here. He's going to take out the Barrow King, kill off that Cadaver Wagon, and maybe help me mount a rally on this side of the table. And nope, he dies like a bitch. Over here, this combat goes much better. I actually won combat with the first round of combat. The wounds, the ghast is just, you know, taking wounds from the other ghasts pretty much. So this, I could have even won by an additional pip if I'd if I'd actually had remembered that I had that +1 standard. But yeah, so things aren't going too bad over here. If that Varkalak had managed to live, this could be very, very different. And over here, yep, things are shrinking fast. And yeah, that zombie unit went down fast from that ghoul unit. They just shredded those poor stupid zombies. No saves, low weapon skill. Yep, that's all they want. Over here, got some Bourbon Street action for you. And yeah, yeah, we all knew it was going to happen. He wasn't going to charge the Varkalak into one of those ghoul units, particularly with the poison and everything. He is going right after that stupid cadaver wagon. By the way, if you wanted to know if I have passed any fortitude saves, I have not a single fortitude save. I'm not sure if I passed any fortitude saves this game. I think I did on the ghasts. The ghasts, I was reasonably good at passing those saves, but not on the Varkalak, not on the ghouls over here. It's saves are not my friend. So he gets in right there. He didn't need too far. And he decides he's going to come out and play with the zombies because he's tired of staring at me. And so we come up to hug and kiss. Yeah. He should be a corpse twice over. He is alive and kicking to kill my bats. So that's what the right side of the table looks like now. You can see that Necromancer's just kind of chilling out over there. And this is the left side of the table. I mean, pretty much everything is in combat at this point, except for that cadaver wagon, which is just kind of swinging around. Magic, he just raised back what he'd lost in the Graveguard unit. That was it. He swung those skeletons around during the movement phase. I probably didn't notice that before. And Magic, he moves the cadaver wagon a little bit closer. No big deal. Varkalak murders my cadaver wagon. So, yeah, way to go, cadaver wagon. Those bats die, yeah, quick, fast, and in a hurry. And he's reforming to swing over to the other flank. I'm still alive over here somehow. I don't know how. That gas unit is just taking a beating, and it just stays. Over here, I nearly wipe out that skeleton unit. This is when I remembered, hey, I have a few extra attacks, and I use them. And so with the combination of the him losing out on those rank bonuses, a good chunk of his unit just disappears this round. He's still got 2 models left, though. Over here, yeah, just shredded those zombies. They went fast. Yep. Magic phase. Oh, I didn't do any magic. That's right. I was out of zombies and I just said, meh, I don't care. I'm not going to cast anything. So I swung these troops around. I mean, I can see how this game is going already. So I'm just kind of chilling. I swing the units around and say, okay, Varkalak, you want to charge anything? Going to hit in the front if you want. And hopefully I'll be able to charge you in another turn. Over here, finally, my gas unit is dead. Poor gas unit. It took a beating. And it managed to hold out this long, but it's finally gone. The skeletons don't do so hot. We actually didn't fight the zombie units. We just said, doesn't matter, do we care? And we agreed that the answer was no. So we just kind of left them there and ignored them the rest of the game. That's over at Boondock Saints, right off of Bourbon. It's great bar. So over here, the gas are going to take out what's left of my poor skeleton unit, and that will complete the destruction of my left flank, which looked so powerful in the beginning. So strong. They get in. They're just going to tear those skeletons up. Over here, he moves the Varkalak away. I can charge him with the Greyback's ghoul unit. So that's what I'm looking at. Here's the rest of his movement. I don't think he really... I guess he moved Cadaver Wagon a little bit. Oh, and the skeletons. And the BSB is moving with the skellies. So, magic phase. He did cast something on the other side. I think it was just to remove to heal up the BSB. Over here, he finally cast the Spectral Blades. So he's debuffed my ghoul unit. at this point, I'm like, probably charging the Varkalak is not a great idea. So, yeah, I think this is when he's just healing up stuff over here. There goes the skeletons, because, I mean, they weren't going to survive that. And over here, I decide, I don't have anything to lose at this point. Might as well charge the Varkalak. If you're wondering, these two units are kind of stacked on each other. I did just say, I'm going to declare a charge at the skeleton unit over there, so these guys get out of the way. It was a crazy long charge. It wasn't going to make it. But the ghouls don't make it either. So my final charge did not make it into the Varkalak. It would have been nice if we did, just to see how it goes. It probably just would have resulted in the death of the Greyback instead. I don't think they would have taken out the Varkalak. So yeah, victory for the Vampire Covens. At least I can say that. It wasn't my Vampire Coven, but it was victory for one of them. And as you can see, there's the score down there. I was pretty handily defeated. If I managed to make that charge with the Winged Reapers early, kill those dogs, and then hit the and hit the knights behind, that would have been a serious game changer right there. But obviously that did not happen. That unit of Winged Reapers is just too big. I shouldn't have taken 4. I should have thought about it a bit more and taken just 3 of them. I mean, that is a much smaller frontage. I'm used to shock troops. I'm not used to infantry units. It's been a very long time since I've played with an infantry army, where you just need to concentrate on moving the infantry up and then support them. That's not me. But I need to practice at it, because if you expect to beat armies like that, then you have to have an idea of how they play too. So it's always great to play just different armies as much as you can. I mean, there's something to be said for playing the same list over and over, but if you play different armies, you experience different things, and I'm telling you, it's a lot of fun. So yeah, over here I decided to create a new award, which I am referring to as the Monday Morning Broken Coffee Machine Award, and I will offer this award to the least useful unit on my side of the table, which definitely goes to the Cadaver Wagon. I mean, it's not like I blame the Cadaver Wagon for failing so spectacularly. Blue Cheese was using his very well. He kept getting the extra pips on his units, and it was very important in keeping them from taking too much damage. But wow, did I waste mine spectacularly. I mean, like you saw, I did not use my shock troops to guard my infantry. I threw them forward unsupported and left my infantry behind. I was going for the quick kill instead of the slow trudge across the table. And yeah, the wagon was just the biggest failure of them all, because I couldn't use that thing correctly to save my life. All right, that's all I got. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you all next time. Later.